it is a George type of night. I just reacted to George Benson, and now I'm checking out George Strait for the first time ever. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to my life. Big shout out to my Patreon, Greg. Thank you so much for the support. So he has requested this song, and he says here, this is George Strait, Amarillo by Morning, 1982. He is known as the King of Country, and has had 60 #1 hits throughout his career, from the early 80s up to today. In regard to the song's title, did I say Armadillo? Amarillo is a city in Texas, just so you're not confused. I was slightly confused. Thank you for clearing that up. Well, Amarillo in Spanish means yellow, so I'm assuming that is maybe the origin of the name there. And I've never reacted to George. I don't think I have heard his music, so it's going to be a new rabbit hole here for me. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you have reaction requests, please go to my Ko-fi page or Patreon. It helps out a lot. Okay, let's get started here. I see Straight from the Heart. I'm assuming that's the name of the album. I see what you did there with Straight. And Texas on the map. Okay, grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on, and let's go.
Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. When that sun is high in that Texas sky, I'll be bucking at the county fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there. They took my saddle in Houston, broke my leg in Santa Fe, lost my wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way.
Along the way, I knew it.
I'll be looking for 8 when they pull that gate, and I hope that judge ain't blind. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's on my mind. Amarillo by morning,
beat comes on.
Up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. I ain't got a dime, but what I got is mine. I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be.
Ending with the fiddle melodies. That went by really quick. I was just getting into it. First things first, we hit the like. I will now subscribe to George, and I'll have a link of the original video down in the description below. So, what do I think about this song? To me, it sounds like pure country. I have to let you guys know I am not very familiar with country music. I do explore, the classics on this channel from the different eras, and on my main channel, I go into a vast variety of genres, rock, electronic, pop, whatever. But country is a genre that it's is not often requested, so I just haven't been exposed to it as much. And this definitely seems like the type of music that you would hear at the time in that place, right? If you were from Texas growing up in the 1970s, 80s, then you would hear this song, especially if you're from Amarillo, right? By the way, a beautiful tribute to that town. That's what it sounds like to me. Like this whole instrumentation, the sound design that we have here is very bright. It's very like gentle and welcoming. So I take it as like as like honoring the town, and telling us how special it was for him, right? He lost his girlfriend there, his wife, I don't know if both at the same time, and he was passing by the sunset, just the references that I can picture. But his voice, it's very clear, very crisp, and I would say country sounding, whatever that means. But just the way he's delivering the vocals, instantly I think of like country, right? Maybe folk, and it's a voice that I guess I would like to have, right? Even though I'm not like this, I don't sing country or anything, but just his voice is like, man, that's cool. That's a cool voice to have, right? You can sing, you can talk, you could be on the radio with it, you could do podcasts, you could do reactions. Imagine if I had that voice and I was doing reactions with that voice. I would this channel would prosper, would blow up into the millions, maybe. But yeah, going back to the song here, I like the fiddle here in the instrumentation. A little bit of the acoustic guitar. We start off kind of light, and then the beat kicks in a little bit stronger, and then it kind of fades out. But that ending, yeah, I was just kind of picturing very visual, like literal violins or fiddles playing by themselves, kind of in a very rural place, right? Surrounded by nature, lots of green, and the sunset. So a good start here for this journey that I'm about to go on, I guess. Learning about George Strait. Okay, let's see here. George Strait. So George Harvey Strait Sr. is an American country music singer, songwriter, actor, music producer, and rancher. Strait has sold tens of millions of records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Period. Not just country music artists of all time. I am surprised here that I'm just finding out about him now. But there's so many musicians out there. I know some people in the comments, have you been living under a rock? Like, what the heck? Who are you? How have you not heard of him? It happens, guys. So it sounds like he's still producing music to this day. I'm seeing here a song from 2025. The decades here, this is an insane catalog. 1982, 1995, 2004, 2016, 2025. The guy does not stop. Respect for people that have been doing it for, that many decades. They still have a passion and love for the music, right? It's not about, the money, the awards, or the fame, whatever. They just want to sing their music. So that is awesome to see. And I'm going to check out the comments here. This should honestly go down as one of the best written songs of all time. The lyrics plus that fiddle are just magic. True. I agree. I really, the fiddle is not an instrument that comes up often. And going back to, my history of country reactions, this music sounds like the way it was meant to be. Like when I think of country in my head, country as is, I would picture something like this. because the few times that I have heard recent country music, there's like this mix of pop with it, and maybe even hip hop and rap. So I think a lot of artists are kind of doing these hybrids type of songs, right, where they mix the different genres. But this one to me feels pure. And something else that I wanted to mention, on my main channel just the other day, I reacted to Oliver Anthony. Maybe you have heard the name. He had a song called Richmond North of Richmond from 2024, I believe, that blew up. And that was like one of the most mind-blowing songs because of the message and this guy that came out of nowhere. But maybe you would be interested in checking out his music if you enjoy country and George Strait. So check out Oliver Anthony. Just came out with a song called Hank, which I think was kind of paying tribute to Hank Williams, somebody that I've heard the name but I've never reacted to. And so the last thing that I want to do here before I let you go is we're going to read about Amarillo, Texas. Amarillo is a city in the Texas Panhandle. It's a gateway to the vast trail-lined Palo Duro Canyon State Park. The Cadillac Ranch is an installation of graffiti-decorated cars, partly buried in a field. With Art Deco and Spanish Revival buildings, the U.S. Route 66 6th Street Historic District is a hub for dining and antiques. The American Quarter Horse Hall and Fame the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame and Museum is dedicated to the famous horse breed. So it looks like there's a lot of rich historical value in this town of Amarillo, and it's no surprise that they made a song about it. It looks to be a very cool place to have grown up in. And if you guys have more information, let me know. Again, I will be here, so stay tuned, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.